So for this full moon in Leo, I picked this spread this morning and check it out for like the current energies. What we need to do right now in this moment is this card here. This is what represents the present, and it is the card of Leo, the Strength card, number 8 in the major arcana. And how fitting with this image we have of the lion. And in another deck I have the same card. It's represented by courage. Courage. Strength and courage go together. The courage of the lion. This is what we're being called to embrace in this moment. Because the past represented here by the 10 of Swords. The past, we held on to an idea for a long time, a way of thinking that just was not useful, and it basically killed us. And so in this present moment, we really need to let go of that old way of thinking. The same card represented in my Zen Osho tarot deck. Again, the 10 of Swords or clouds. The same idea of needing that old way of thinking to die because it was killing us. But it leads to rebirth. Right? If we can really let that old idea go, we have the opportunity to transform into the next level. And see, we do this over and over again, right? It's never like there's one final destination. We do it over and over and over again. Like the camel that shifts into the lion. Notice we have this lion imagery right now on the full moon in Leo. Leo the lion, how perfect. And you can also see my cat print pajamas. So Leo is also showing up in this rebirth of thoughts, right? Because it takes courage to transform out of an old way of thinking. And we have to get a little ferocious with the new way of thinking for a while. But even that needs to transform into that innocence. Innocence of, well, the young, where we can tap into a new way of thinking, where everything is possibility again. And see, that's really represented in our current card of strength, this infinite possibility with the sign of the infinity symbol or figure 8. There is infinite possibility if we can let go of that old way of thinking and kind of tame our lion, right? Even from this card, perhaps we already have done a bit of transforming. This card really indicates the different stages, and at any point we could be in all 3 of them even, right? Regarding different ideas. So notice if with this current way that has been killing you, this current way of thinking that has been killing you, that you're really ready to let go of. Think about it. Is this more of a state of in this case, the camel represents this dullness, this dull kind of ignorant way of thinking. And we may have already, we might be there, or we might be already in the more ferocious type thinking where we're really feeling strongly about a new way, and yet that way also, that thought too was actually to our detriment because we can get a little too fiery. And so it's noticing, can you get a little more playful, free-spirited in this way of thinking? And it's going to take a lot of courage and strength. So that's what we're being called to do now. That's what we're being called to do now, in this present moment, for the next 2 weeks especially. Our full moon in Leo is calling us to embrace, like to be ferocious and courageous about the things that bring us joy. We think that the old way, right? The old way was that we couldn't follow our heart's passions, but that's what we're being called to do now. Is to let grow what we really want to let grow, and to bring into our life the things that actually make us happy. This card is showing like the taming of the lion with the way she's holding the lion's mouth. So it's like we have like she's playfully though, right? It's not like a over control, it's a playful. So this gives us a little indication too that in order to like really face things with courage and strength, we actually want to bring the playful spirit of Leo, which is like what's really easy to tap into right now. I just love that this is the card that got picked, because our past has led us to now this like call to courage and Leo playfulness in order that we can move on to this type of future. The 3 of Wands from the same deck, that idea of experiencing, being at one with nature, and just having, again, this infinite potential, right? Like if we really let the old way of thinking die out and with courage follow our heart, this is the kind of life that is coming our way. One that like, where we've got some balance of the masculine, feminine, the 1 and the 2. Where we're passionate and filled with spirit. Like that's the other thing. When we follow our heart's passions, those passions actually come from the divine, this divine yellow connection with spirit. And it's a really nice place to be, right? Like look at how at one with spirit this character is in the same card. So it looks like a pretty great full moon in Leo, may I say, right? Looks like a really great 2 weeks ahead of being able to finally let go of the past, of that old way of thinking that was truly killing us, and leading us now into this rebirth type way of thinking. No matter what stage we're at, it's a great place, right? It's just where we need to be, because now it's calling us to really let ourselves transform through courage and strength and follow our heart, instead of fall back into that old pattern of thinking, so that we really can embrace life, embrace our way of being that is fully experiencing and at one with spirit. Happy full moon in Leo.